Welcome disc golf fans. My name is Chris German. Along beside me we have Derek Scull, and we are Gatekeeper Media, bringing you back nine coverage of round 2 here at the Las Vegas Challenge. Coverage presented by Innova Disc and sponsored by Millennium Disc. That was an interesting front nine we had there.
Absolutely, a lot of safe play, to be honest. I mean, conditions are not conducive to risky shots.
I feel like the Canadian though, Marty, he's been playing pretty well. I mean, he went 6 for 6 there. Fortunately, took a bogey there on hole 9, but he's sitting in third right now. So still a lot of golf to play, a lot of moving to happen. Everyone's still really tight.
These players got a lot of fight left in them.
As we look, Josh Anthon sitting in first right now. Nate Sexton with the hot round. Austin Hannum. We have Simon up there. Calvin still up there. Barry Schultz is still up there.
Still
too.
in that top 10.
Yeah, so we're going to move into hole 10. This one's just kind of in the middle of the pack. It's a par 4 at 741 feet. Kind of have this bunker here to the right, so it does kind of make rollers a little more risky, but you kind of want to pitch out towards there. And on your second shot, you do have to worry about OB to the left and the right.
Yeah, and it's interesting because of the placement of the tee box there. You do have that gradual fade to the right, so...
Like the whole time, yeah.
Yeah.
So Barry's owning the box for the start of the back nine.
So he elects to try to turn that one over. Stables up a little, but not quite in time.
Yeah.
He's going to find himself right below that tree.
Tough spot to be because it keeps turning. He might have some trees in his way, actually. Brian being the only lefty. Throws it out kind of where you want to be. It's out in the open.
Middle of the fairway on the middle of the pack hole.
Love it. Paul.
Yeah, he gets a lot of air too. Finds that same tree Barry did.
Marty, he was 6 under through 6. He was putting together a really good round. Took that bogey there right at the end, so we'll see how he kind of bounces back from that. It's funny because it's a whole different video, but it was only minutes after that just happened.
Yeah, seriously.
So, plays it different.
He earns himself a rewind and then shortly after takes the bogey.
So what can we expect? As that's a pretty decent upshot. That's great. Should be able to take the bird there. So Barry does have some obstacles as he just throws that right.
I think that clipped off a tree again.
Yeah, it's tough. That's going to be out of bounds, and he's still pretty far from the basket, and he's going to be shooting for his 4.
Yeah, from where it went, OB,
yeah,
he loses at least 20 feet from where it actually is.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's going to be able to run for his par. He might have to pitch up. Take your medicine. Take the bogey. As Brian gets down there, he's going to have a look for birdie.
Paul finding himself in a more comfortable position, not nearly as close as to the base of that tree.
Yeah, I thought he was a little closer to OB than he actually was. Mm-hmm. Looks like he made it through.
Yeah, this is quite the distance here for Barry.
Yeah, you just got to throw it up, and even that leaves himself a little bit more work.
Yeah, but like you were saying before, the fear of the OB, and he doesn't want to do it twice.
Oh, man. Wind, camera, conditions, environment.
Banding off seems to be like the most violent looking miss.
Yeah.
It's like...
It's crazy.
All right, well.
That
hill gotcha.
Good putt from Barry to save his 5. Marty should be able to clean up a birdie. It's going to put him back at 18 under.
I see you started packing it in already over there in the background. But you got to stop for play. Also, I was always amazed by the amount of planes flying over the space.
The airspace is crazy out here.
Well, the airport's not far.
It's in the city proper, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, flying into the city is something else.
Yeah, Vegas and Henderson was very cool. It was an experience being out here. I want to give a big shout out to Rob for really housing us. This is the second time we went across the country to meet a stranger, and
Yeah, that just shows how welcoming and helpful the disc golf community is. So, I mean, going all this way, he stayed up really late because we had to take a super late flight, and we disrupted their lives for a full week.
4 kids and a wife.
And we took the kids' playroom, and they weren't allowed to play with their toys in the meantime. But big thanks to all you guys.
So we're going to move into hole 11. This is a par 3 at 369. Very similar to hole 8, I would say. Kind of goes down to the right a little bit. We should see Brian doing a big hyzer shot. Everyone else will probably have a little turnover shot.
Yeah, I like this hole a lot, actually. So being on a ball golf course, but still having to kind of play through some trees and like wooded area.
Yeah.
It's really good to see. Being from the Northeast, it's nothing but woods golf up here. So seeing a nice mix of something that otherwise is pretty desert-like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool holes. Brian's is looking really good. He's landing right over there with Paul. Marty tied for first, sitting at 18 under. Oh no.
Yeah, it wants to go right.
It's going too far right. Oh.
Sneaks in there.
Yeah, not too bad.
Back door.
Not too bad at all. Barry's, though, his is going a little too early, I think. No?
His might be a little better.
I don't even know why I'm announcing, guys. I might as well stop while I'm ahead. So Martin for his birdie.
Taking the knee.
Little obstacles. The willow's kind of in the way.
Oh. That was interesting. It spun like a top on the top of the cage there.
Fluttered there a little. Paul hits it and still finds a way to get it in.
I thought it was going to slide through the chains there.
So good putt for Paul. He's 2 for 2 now to start off this back 9. So Earhart sitting in 32nd, but he's only a couple strokes behind. There's definitely still some room for him to come back, and this is a good way to do it.
Yeah, that was a good looking putt.
Yeah. Barry's somewhere in there.
Yeah, I see the red jacket. And sometimes when the camera is placed, you kind of have to deal with where you are because you don't want to disrupt anybody's method.
Oh, yeah. So you just got to let it roll. Even this is a weird putt. I mean, you have all those willows kind of just hanging in your face.
Yeah, I might have even elected to take a knee just to make sure I didn't have to worry about any of that overhead.
Marty tapping in for the par. That's a tough par for him. He deserved the birdie there. Checking something out. As we look here, back 9 troubles, top 4 hardest holes here. 7 of the 9 hardest holes on this course are on the back 9.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so we're in for some tough golf here for the back. As we go into middle of the pack, this is, interestingly enough, the only hole that played even.
Which is nuts to think because 59% fairway hits.
Yeah, just...
So it's a forgiving hole.
Yeah. If you don't hit the fairway, you're able to kind of scramble and get where you need to get. This hole was interesting for me as well. I kind of had to be really far out to the right. Wasn't able to really be in on the green.
Well, you'll notice how low I am at the tee box, and it's the pad is raised up significantly from ground level there.
Great shot there from Paul, though. Brian's going to fade a little early, but he's over there on the left side. He'll have a look. Barry's still sitting there in 9th. Just needs to stable up, and it does. Great skip. Nice.
I wonder what Barry's listening to in his headphones.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's always interesting to
envision.
Yeah, kind of think about what gets people in the game.
I wonder if it's dubstep. I know Kevin Jones said he listened to dubstep, so
He's out there bobbing and weaving too. He's really feeling whatever music he's out there listening to.
It's Brian for the birdie luck. Paul's gonna get himself a turkey.
Gobble, yeah. Gobble.
Tasty stuff. Barry, really good drive from him. This should put him at 17 under. It's crazy. The difficulty of this course compared to the Infinite course is just mind-blowing. Mm-hmm. We don't see numbers anywhere close to what we were putting up yesterday.
No, a lot more separation on this course for sure.
So it's good having it day 2 for moving day. So everyone else should tap in.
Love getting outside and challenging yourself to become better? How about spending time with family and friends, or just marveling at the pure joy of flight? Then you've come to the right place at the right time. Join the PDGA.
Coming in on hole 13. This is the second hardest hole on the course. So I have a lot of traps here. This is known as the ace hole for Paul Macbeth. So pretty infamous hole here at Las Vegas Challenge. See if we get any aces today. Tough hole though, uphill. Plays hot. It plays way farther than 387. I think probably closer to 420. But
he does find himself on the edge, so
yeah.
that is manageable.
Yeah, he'll take his 3, but that was almost a perfect shot.
Barry's pulls to the right a little bit, and he's going to find himself OB.
Yeah. So this one was interesting as well, because they asked for my opinion, and looking through the camera, it's deceiving. I thought he was to the left of that tree. Seeing it from your angle, though, you can see he's well to the right.
And again, there was a little bit of a group debate on where he should be taking his next shot.
Yeah, so we'll see how that turns out. Marty just throws it right over there to the left. He doesn't want anything to do with that.
I don't blame him.
Brian's, I don't think this has enough power. This is going to drop right in. Yeah. Brian's going to take the hazard. Still has a pretty tough putt for the par. And this is a really tough look for Barry.
Mm-hmm. So already shooting for his par, and he finds himself in his hazard.
Yeah, you could hear him vocal about that one. Yeah, that was a tough lie. I think it was an honest lie, and I definitely, seeing the footage now, I think that was the best place to put it.
Yeah, in the moment, I think the right call was made.
Yeah. Brian, for his par, he has a little bit of a crosswind.
Oof.
And another band.
A little disappointed in himself.
Yeah, that's just been the story of his round. It's just a lot of missed putts. Paul breaks his birdie streak. So everyone else should tap in. Tough one for Barry here. That's going to be a double bogey. It's going to drop him pretty far down to 15. Brian's going to take the bogey as well. That's going to put him at 12. He's sitting even. So we have a spotlight of the Canadian here, Martin. He was cool filming him. He was fun to be on the card. Moving to the fourth hardest hole. Hole 14, par 4, coming in at 798 feet.
Yeah, so coming in slightly above par.
So your first shot, you kind of want to land where the drone is now. Then your approach shot, you do have to worry about this green here that is OB. Now they did move the basket here, I believe, over to the left, kind of behind those trees. There is OB to the right. You can kind of see those flags. So you could, theoretically play with the OB on that side, but it would have to be a pretty big shank.
Look back at the tee box there.
So Marty, 19 under, sitting in third.
Climbing up.
Yeah.
Consistent play. That's what I was saying before is, just play safe and hope for other people to screw up.
Oh, looks like he hits that tree. That's going to cut a lot of his distance off. We'll see if that plays a factor trying to get over that green on his second shot. So Brian does a lot of clinics, correct? Doesn't he do a lot of training on form?
Yeah, and he works a lot with personal trainers, and I know that he had some shoulder trouble going into the off season. Shortly after Delaware Challenge last year, I know he was dealing with some things. So I did ask him right before we started. He said shoulder's 100%. He didn't on this particular day. He didn't wake up feeling 100% overall. Yeah. So the slightest thing can really cause a hindrance on your round.
As I was talking about with Marty, he just wasn't able to get that distance, and it shows as he throws that one right onto the green. Buries. Good skip.
Yep. Finds himself safe. I think it looked like he hit a tree there as well. Maybe not.
What, on his approach?
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it. There doesn't seem to be any trees around. Brian's coming in hot. Stop. Look at that wind blowing. Whew. Paul, barely any run up. And I think he's going to land closest. Yeah. This is tough for Marty. He's going to have to take his medicine and take a bogey. It's got to be like the third or fourth splash out we've seen from Brian. Ooh.
Wow.
And see if Barry can knock it in. Oh. Man, tough.
These putts are really making them work for it.
Yeah, this is a tough hole for these guys. No one's going to walk away with a birdie.
Is that the first time this round?
I don't think so. I think we saw a par frame earlier. Could be wrong. Just anticipating the win, really.
Uh-huh.
I almost got in a trance for a second. As Paul gets it, pops up, saves his par. Get me off this hole. Bring me to the next one. Marty for the bogey. Something about putting slightly uphill in the wind. Just you never know. Looks like he has a little bit of a headwind.
Looks more like a crosswind to me.
That's a little back and forth.
Easy does it for Brian.
I just don't even really know what to say at this point. Just tough conditions for these guys.
Yeah, I think we're just all ready to move on to the next hole.
First, we're going to take a look at the leaderboard up to this point. Hot rounds coming from Sexton and Hannum. Other than that, Calvin worked his way back up to first.
Yeah, that's awesome to see.
So moving to hole 15 here. It's coming in at 459 feet,
Wow.
par 3.
17% fairway hits, that's got to be the lowest on the
Yeah,
course.
this is very, very tough hole. If you have a really long forehand as a righty, you could take it. If not, it's kind of like this weird Anheuser shot. And you need the distance on this one. A little downhill, but it definitely plays like 450.
Now, there was a little bit of a backup before we teed off here. Barry did shoo those geese away.
Yeah. They were right in front, right?
Literally right in front. Now, while we were doing that, 2 geese behind us started losing their minds.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that we were going to have to...
Like a war against the geese?
Well, I thought we were going to have to worry about them attacking us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, we're not here to harm any geese, ladies and gentlemen. No geese were harmed in this filming.
I would have elected to run, I think.
They're vicious.
Yeah, and the camera bugged out a little bit there.
Camera had trouble catching that in the wide open blue sky. Forehand approach from Paul. Because this one just drops right in, so you basically just have to throw it towards the pin, and you should land within your range.
Yeah, and with a righty sidearm, having it be able to just kind of fade into that hillside a little bit to have a backstop for you.
It's like Marty here, he can really run this knowing he has that backstop.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good bid from him. Brian's still playing even golf. So he's going to take the par. So everyone else will tap in. Tough hole. I mean, that shows why it's 17% fairway hits. I don't even think anyone hit the fairway there.
Nuts.
Yeah. It's crazy to see.
What were you doing there, Marty?
All right, moving in the hole 16, the hardest hole on the course, coming in par 4, 765 feet. Your first shot, you just want to get out here, make it through these trees, land kind of where the drone is right now. From there, your second shot, very tight green as well. So you have OB to the right there, that OB green. You don't really have to worry about OB long, but still a very tough approach shot.
Yeah, we did see Calvin lose a disc in the water near the pin.
In the
during the practice round, yeah.
Yeah.
It was really cool to see the majority of the card that he was practicing with went looking for it.
Yeah.
Even after he gave up.
Yeah, he's like, guys, no. And he's like, no, we're going to find it. I don't think they ever did.
I don't think so either.
Very nice shot.
Wow, that was
Brian? Was that Brian? I think that was.
A little rollback.
Yeah. That's when gets you. Barry, after having a really tough round, a couple bogeys, took a double earlier. He's still sitting in 16th. So.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Very, very resilient in his play. As I say that, he throws a really big flex shot. Just land out in that open.
Just to give yourself options.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what the wind is going to act like when you're in the wide open. So being able to kind of pick and choose, much like this.
Yeah, I mean, the wind's much different from when you're teeing off there to when you're on this fairway.
Yeah, it takes a matter of a minute, not even.
I mean, we saw no wind on hole 3, and by the time Barry was putting, felt like 20 mile an hour. It's Brian, just not enough juice. So he's going to go out of bounds. He's going to have a pretty decent putt for his 4. So we will probably expect another bogey out of him.
Now, here's a question, because I truly do not know, but with the fairway hit percentages, are they only factoring from tee shots or from ups as well?
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, then I'm asking you, audience.
I don't know enough about the stats, and that's one thing. Being an amateur and being pretty new to the sport, I personally don't know. The internet
Because
will tell us.
Yes, please do, because that's definitely a piece of info that is very important.
Yeah.
Because
Great shot.
it seemed like everybody can hit the fairway from the tee box, right? But then on their approach, you land on the green. I'm assuming that it probably factors in altogether.
I would think so. Ooh.
All right. Well,
Very nice.
fast green, laying it right up there at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, like I thought, Brian had a lot of distance still to get through. As he pitches up, he's going to take the 5.
Yeah, now because that was OB, he had to take that shot from back where it initially went OB.
Last point that it was in bounds, yeah.
I felt like I needed to say something that I did know for sure about.
Yeah, it's a learning experience. Every hole, every round, every tournament.
When we appreciate the feedback that we've been getting thus far, we really hope that we've been catering towards most of that, because we really do care. Wow. That one stung.
Yeah. Barry, the only one within striking distance now.
And he
Hall of
makes it.
Fame. Like you said. Legend. Doesn't matter how many times you knock him down, he finds a way to get up.
Well, I think it's cool that I'm throwing the Scorpius just for the simple fact that they produce them. It's a disc that's very similar to the Destroyer. It has a really similar feel since it was based off of the original Destroyers. It's just not as overstable, I would say, for guys that don't have as much power. This is basically, a long-range, multi-purpose shooter, whether it be backhand or forehand. This disc was vital right off the bat.
And a big old shout out to Millennium Golf Discs. We are more than happy to be part of the family, and make sure to check out those Barsby Scorps.
So we move into hole 17, third hardest hole on the course. Really big par 3 coming in at 457. Really hard to reach the green from here. You got to have a cannon, basically. Tough shot. And you do have OB to the left there. And it's very easy to hit it. Right out of, Barry knew right out of the hand. And that's going to go OB.
We have our volunteer running up. Do you want to talk about the shades this time, or do you want me to?
Just look at the shot. I mean, you need the shades for this shot. Paul turns that right to the right. There's actually OB to the right as well that he just threw into. So he went out of bounds as well, just on the opposite side. And that sun. It's got to be tough to drive on that. We're 3 for 3 on out of bounds here, man.
What's the fairway hit on this one?
I think it's at 28%. So still very low. Brian being the only lefty, kind of tough for him to throw it to the left over there, so that's a good shot from him. But even there, I mean, he still has some distance for his birdie. Paul already on his 3rd shot. And he still has a lot of distance as well.
I can't believe how much that slid.
Yeah. So he's going to have a long look for bogey.
Yeah, that's a lot of sun right there.
Yeah. Marty parks it. There's the sun setting at this point.
Yeah, this course is definitely brighter based on location of the property.
It looks the best around this time, though, I'll tell you that much.
Mm-hmm. Hole 18, beautiful way to end the day.
That sun. Oh. Doesn't stop Barry, though. So this is tough for Paul. He's going to take a double here.
I do like seeing the different variations of step putts, jump putts. I know we have some folks locally to here that don't think a full jump putt should be allowed because they think that it looks unprofessional. So we'd love to hear what your opinions are on it.
Yeah.
Are you a jumper? Are you a stepper? Are you playing for par?
Yeah. Are you laying everything up? I'm just so bad that I end up tapping everything in anyway. Or I'll make like a 90-footer, like miraculously. Put me inside the circle. No clutch, just like that. Ooh. So that's actually for his double bogey, or that was for his bogey. This is going to be for double bogey.
Tough break. Nearing the end of the round. Suffering from a dub.
Yeah. And he put together a pretty good back nine, and he kind of just threw it all away with one hole. Barry took that double as well. He's going to take another bogey there. So very tough course. So we look back at Brian.
It's not the most excellent round one could have, especially that roll away there.
Yeah.
That one hurt.
Yeah, tough for Brian, but I mean, he does bounce back. Big shout out to him placing in Memorial.
Oh, yeah.
Came in 8th, I believe. So we move into hole 18, the final hole here for round 2. Looking at a par 4 at 675 feet. Most people will probably throw it before this cart path, setting them up for the second approach shot. Probably going to throw something right where the tournament directors are. Something that's going to skip in, drop right by the basket.
So the people making the LVC logos, those are tournament directors?
So,
So
I know at least one of them. It may be the assistant, because they bring it up in the course previews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't recall that.
Yeah. They say it in one of them.
And shout out to all the volunteers of this event. This is a major event. There was a lot of moving parts, and I know I mentioned it on round 1, but there was a lot of passion from everyone. There's some people that are taking their vacation times to be a part of this event.
Yeah.
We had somebody that was, driving the score cart around and elected to. They're from our area, so they elected to hang out with us for the remainder of the tournament, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. I think from this card on. Good shot there from Paul.
Yep.
As we're getting close to finishing up here. Big shot from Brian. Still has some distance. I mean, what a way to end. Hole 18.
That view?
Yeah, hole 18. Look at that.
Golden hour, folks.
Yeah. Some of our B-roll was filmed right after this because it was perfect. Barry's right outside the circle there. Paul for his approach.
Slow and steady form
yeah.
brings them on up there.
It's looking good.
A little skip
Gonna
up.
Skip. Ah,
That's makeable.
for sure. So Marty sitting in 7th currently. 17 under. His is looking good.
That looked a little dangerous for a second.
Yeah, a little low. Brian for the birdie. Oh,
Makes contact. Just
that's the story of
Can't
his round.
capitalize.
He's hit basket a lot. He's hit chains a lot today.
yeah. And after the round, I went up to him the next day asking how he was feeling. He was like, "Oh, we're good. My putt is back."
Barry's going to want to finish strong. He had a pretty rough round overall. And he does. So he's going to be sitting 12th. It's 4 under for the round, 16 under for the whole tournament.
Not a bad place to be, right in the middle.
No, not at all. And because the separation's so tight at this point, I mean, he's still have a whole nother day before the cut. So we'll see if we see Barry again. Marty just kind of threw that one away. Paul at 16 under. This is for his birdie. This would put him at 17. He nails it. So that's going to lock him up tied for 6th.
Yeah, he's 5 down for the round.
Yeah, he had a really good round. He made an improvement, came in sitting at 9th. He walks away in 6th. Brian, a little bit fall off there. He's taking a +1 for the round.
Well, like you said, a whole nother round before the cut.
Yeah, Marty's also tied for 6th, as we're going to take another look at these scores for these guys. Paul and Marty both tied at 6. Barry right behind them, and 1 stroke is the difference. That's from 6th to 12th, so that tells you how tight we're looking right now. So we look at the leaderboards. Calvin's separating himself now, 4 strokes.
That's what I like to see. I like to say that maybe we kicked him off to the right start.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. So thank you everyone for coming out. We are Gatekeeper Media. Make sure you stay tuned for round 3. We're going to be over at the factory store for us.
We're excited.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Take care.